Um, can everybody hear me?
Yes, Sumant, I can hear you.
Swapnil, we are not able to hear you. If you
Oh, sorry, I was talking on mute. Let me. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. Just comment where are you from, where are you watching us from. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this live webinar. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in for yet another episode of PitchGround Product Webinars, where we bring in amazing products. And this webinar is all about another incredible product. So stay tuned. I'm very much excited for the today's product show. And here we started. We have two special guests. Hello, guys. This is your host Swapnil, and we have Sumant, CEO of Qualetics, and we have Sahil Malhotra from the Qualetics team. Guys, if you can just take a moment and introduce yourself before we get started.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sumant Vakada, and I'm the CEO of Qualetics. And I'm very eager to share what we are doing at Qualetics and how it can help you all. Thank you.
Awesome,
Hi, everyone.
Sahil. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sahil Malhotra. I am the Director of Business Development at Qualetics, and super excited to be on PitchGround and super excited to talk about what we are going to be offering. It's an amazing product, and it's great. It's absolutely wonderful to be used by all the SaaS owners and startups. Hello.
Awesome. Before we dive into the product demonstration and the things that you're going to showcase us, let us hear it from the Val. What is Qualetics is all about?
We're talking about proactive customer success. What's going on, guys? This is Val from PitchGround. So you've built an app or a website. You've run a QA maybe even a couple of times. You've asked your friends to test it. Then you've tweaked it a little bit here and there, eliminated some minor bugs, and finally it goes live. Unfortunately, nothing can be perfect and every software malfunctions once in a while. As a result, your user has a poor user experience. And you don't even know about it unless they told you. But you haven't been there when they needed your help. By the time your team gets to know about the issue, you already have a bad review. PitchGround is here with a solution that monitors your software 24/7, continuously analyzing it for any kind of issues and anomalies, and alerts you right away when the user is having a problem, so you can step in and help. That's Qualetics, a tool that integrates with any software platform, continuously monitors it, analyzes how it performs, tracks any issues the user is having, and alerts you when it happens. And there you have the option to step in and help or automate the alternative action so that user won't have a poor experience with your product. That's where you can get really proactive with customer success. That's where your customer feels that you do care of them. And even though your software malfunction, your customers still will stay happy with your service. Now go get that lifetime deal for Qualetics on pitchground.com and get proactive with your customer success. That's pretty much it, guys. Let's keep growing, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Awesome. Thank you, Val, for the awesome explanation what Qualetics does. Guys, you cannot predict customer success and you keep losing customers. It's hard to keep up with the fast-paced changes in the market. And it's even harder trying to predict customer success. Most companies tend to lose a lot of customers because they can't keep up and with the ever-changing needs of the clients. So we have a solution for you, that is Qualetics. Sumant, if you can just take a moment, just dive into the product itself. We are really excited to learn more about it. And here you go. Over to you, Sumant.
Thanks, Swapnil. I'll just start off with a brief introduction. I'll let Sahil also add anything he wants to, and then I'll go and do a brief presentation. And then also I'll do a walkthrough of a use case, which will give everybody a very good understanding of how Qualetics can help them improve their overall customer service as well as the customer's experience as well. Okay, so
Awesome.
Qualetics is a product that was born out of our own experience. I am a software developer, and I've been developing products for the last 25 years. And one of the nightmares that every software developer can associate with us is, we build a product, we push it live, it goes in the hands of the of the users, and then boom, you hear of issues being reported by users. And so the worst case scenario is somebody actually, the best case scenario is somebody actually reports the issue to you. The worst case scenario is they don't even report to you, and then they simply leave, which unfortunately is a very, very common scenario. There's a statistic out there that says that out of 26, 1 out of every 26 customers case to complain about a problem, but the rest simply churn. They just leave. So you don't want to be in that kind of a position. You want to be ahead of any kind of customer issues. You want to be ahead of any kind of problems that you can prevent, and you can mitigate those problems right from your lower environments, your demo stage, UAT environments, before you can take products to go live. So that's where we help with our product Qualetics, all the software product owners, software teams, QA teams, business teams, and customer support teams in making sure that they are providing the best experience possible to the customers. Sahil, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, thank you, Sumant. I think you've nailed it. You've put everything, right there. But one thing is for sure that, when anybody chooses Qualetics as their analytics solution, the one thing that you will get to know about is your software quality, because your software quality at the end of it is going to determine your user experience. Your user experience is going to determine your user engagement. Your user engagement is going to determine how much revenues you're going to be getting from the product that you're offering to the market. So if it's all interrelated. Once a particular user has a good experience, he or she is going to come back to your particular software to have that experience again and again. That is where it's an imperative for anybody who's a SaaS owner or who's a web, mobile, or a server app owner, so to speak, that they need Qualetics. It's more so from a need standpoint, not only from the point of looking at analytics and insights, but what we say at Qualetics is it's more so it's a two-way thing, wherein it's a product to user engagement and user to product engagement, and that is where Qualetics comes into the fore. We tell you about your product to user engagement and user to product engagement. Yeah, thanks, Sumant.
Thank you, Sahil. So let me dive into the presentation. I should be able to share my screen, right?
Yeah.
Hope everybody sees my screen.
Yes.
So we are Qualetics. We are an on-demand data intelligence as a service platform. And as Sahil was mentioning, we provide a way to stream real-time intelligence about your software application to you as a product owner, as a software developer, or a QA team member, to make sure that you are always on top of the quality of your application. So too many times software teams stay in the background. They're always the last person to know of an issue. So typically, for example, when a customer faces an issue, they go to the application, they experience a problem, and only when they report that problem is when the customer service team knows about it, then the product team knows about it, and then the software team gets to know about it the last. We are trying to change that. I am a software developer, and I don't like being surprised with issues. I want to be ahead of issues, and I want to be the first one to know about an issue when it happens. And that's what Qualetics makes possible. The reason why we exist as a company is because we want to help technology companies or SaaS companies or startups scale their analytics and AI-based capabilities as rapidly as possible so that they can provide the best product possible to the market. And through Qualetics, we will enable you to know your software better. We'll enable you to know your customer better. We'll enable you to know your product better. So all three things combined, you can provide the best experience possible to your customers. Now, the reason for this webinar is extremely close to my heart because, as I said, I am a software developer, and I want to make sure that software teams are not in a reactive state where they're reacting to issues. We want them to be in a proactive state where they are proactively providing the best experience possible to the customers, and not only to external customers, to internal customers also. So for software teams, your internal customers are your QA teams, your product teams, your business teams, and your sales teams. You want to make sure that they are also in the best position possible to make sure that they're providing the best product possible to your customers. And that is the reason why we call this webinar the way it is, which is we want to make sure the software teams are empowered to provide the best possible product to their customers, best possible customer service, and then also make sure that their software is always at the best possible state. One of the examples that I like to give is like, building software is almost like raising a child. It's good as long as you're taking care of them. But the moment you let them go out and let them go to school, you want to make sure that they're on their best behavior. They're able to handle situations as it comes to them. And then the only way you can make sure is that make sure that you're giving the best possible training and guidance to your kids. So software is like that. So software developers, make sure that your software is behaving the best when it goes out in front of the customers. So we help you make your software intelligent, and then in the process we help your product management teams, your customer success teams, your IT teams, and then not last but not the least, the software development teams. And coming to the main point of what do customers care about when they're using your application? Customers care about three main things: usability, performance, and communication. So usability is all about how easy it is for them to use your application, use the software, how easy it is for them to get from point A to point B, navigate the journey, make sure that they're able to achieve their objectives, make sure that they're able to achieve the objectives that you want them to achieve in your software application. So that's all about usability. For example, if you're an e-commerce store, you want people to come to your e-commerce store and then leave after buying a product. You don't want them to leave without buying anything. So if they're leaving without doing that, either they are not finding what they need or they're having some issues with usability. So it's very important that usability is important. Usability is the number one thing that affects a customer's experience. The next thing is performance. This is not on the top of everyone's mind. Performance is like very good CGI. You don't notice it, if it's doing its job very well. But if it's not doing its job very well, then you immediately notice it. So when you go to a website and then the page doesn't perform very well, then you immediately notice it, and that creates a distraction for the user from their core objective. So in order to make sure that the customers, the users, are actually able to achieve their objectives, you have to stay on top of the performance of your application. And then the last thing is the communication. With this, it's a very broad topic, but basically, you want to make sure that your communication lines with customers are as open as possible. Especially in this case, we want to make sure that it's as proactive as possible. When a customer is using a product, you want to make sure that they are having the best experience. And if they're not having the best experience, you don't want to wait until they report an issue. You want to make sure that you reach out to them and you help them. And if you're able to do that, then it makes wonders for the customer's experience. And you will have like lifelong customers if you're able to achieve that kind of a positive, proactive communication with your customers. And this is something that is definitely possible, and we are making it even more easy to implement with Qualetics. Let me move to the next slide. So how do you improve user experience? User experience, is make sure, as I was talking about, its usability, performance, and communication. So there are several factors that you can use to improve, user experience. The first thing is customer journeys. Make sure that you have a very clear picture of what your customer journey is. What is your ideal customer journey, and what is the actual customer journey at the end of the day. So you may have a vision for how you want people to use your product, but what you may find is people are using your product in a completely different way, which may be a good thing or bad thing. Good thing if it helps them achieve their objectives in a more efficient manner. Bad thing if it leaves them without achieving their objectives. You should also be able to identify, how the customer journey is getting impacted by different user segmentation. So you could be user types. Different types of users have different use cases of the product. For example, a seller and a buyer will have two different user journeys on an e-commerce store. So we need to make sure that both those types of users are having the best possible user journey on your application. You can also identify user journeys based on application versions. Meaning, when you release an application update, how is it impacting your user journey? That is something that it's very important to track. It's something that is important to track, but not many applications are able to track that easily. So it is very, very critical that whenever you release an update, whenever you release a feature, you have to make sure that your application is still functioning the same way, still providing the same level of functionality to your customers as it was before when it was working well. And the third thing on this list is application performance. Especially for websites and web applications, uh, we have the luxury of very good internet most part of the world, so there's no reason for people to experience performance lags or performance delays. If people are experiencing that, it's most likely it's a design flaw or an implementation flaw in your application, which is common, which can happen. Even the best of the applications can have that kind of an issue. But what separates the best products from the not so best products or not so ideal products is how fast they react to those kind of issues. Now, in a small business or a startup environment, it's always not possible to have the most fast response time. But what can make it possible is by having a platform that can alert you when something like that happens. And it also makes it easy for you to be able to access that information at any given time, so that you can implement the remediative measures as quickly as possible. Now, these are all things that I'm talking about, and these are also all things that are available through the Qualetics platform for you to make use of as you're building your software application. And what else is there to improve customer experience? Well, the proactive remediation of user issues. You need to be able to identify issues that users are facing, either because of a system or because of a user flow error, or because simply the user does not know what to do on your application. You also need to know how your devices are operating, like what kind of devices are supporting your application the best, or what kind of devices are supporting your application the least. You need to know all of that. And ultimately, the main thing that we are advocating for every software company to follow is to have a real-time view, a real-time understanding of what their software quality index is. How well is their software performing in terms of how many users are having the best experience possible, how severe are the issues that are coming up, how many features are impacted, how frequent are the issues occurring. These are all things that help you keep a very good control on the overall quality of a software. And this is not to say that things don't happen in a software application. Things happen. Things will happen. And according to Murphy's law, what can go wrong will always go wrong with a software application. So it's always important that you are at the best possible state of reaction when your software is being used by your customers. And that's what we try to enable with Qualetics. And now I'd like to do a brief demonstration of how we can use Qualetics to help businesses in improving their overall software quality.
Yeah, before we dive into the product demonstration, I would like to tell that we have a special webinar only offer that we just cracked before the webinar, and it was a quick, a quick offer that we are going to release here. So the offer is, if you're going to buy Qualetics, right now within this webinar period, you will be getting the upgrade of the next plan. For example, if you're buying a plan B, this is not applicable for the plan A, the base plan. This is applicable for the plan B, C, and D. For example, if you're buying a plan B right now within the during this webinar period, we will capture your purchase and you will be upgrading. You will be getting upgrade for the plan C. Means you will be getting benefit of the plan C. If you are buying plan C right now within this webinar period, you will be getting plan D benefits. So this is the offer, guys. Do not miss out this offer. And the software that you're gonna see it right now, I'm amazed because we had a last webinar, and the power of Qualetics that Sumant is going to explain or demonstrate just now, right now. So you're going to amaze, because I have never seen this kind of software on the lifetime deal, because you are simply going to use the AI into your business, and you can predict the errors, and you can track all those errors which are happening inside your platform, which nobody understands. The humans cannot understand directly or indirectly, right? Those errors or those glitches in your system, Qualetics is gonna understand, and Qualetics is gonna report you so that you can take the measurement before it is going to hamper your business or your sales, right? So over to you, Sumant.
Thank you, Swapnil. Yeah, let me jump back into the demonstration. So what you're going to see, first, I will show a very simple test application, a very simple test application that we integrated Qualetics with. And I'll show you what the expected user behavior should be and what can go wrong with that. And this is a very basic application. So let me just pull this up. So what you're looking at here is an AI-driven prediction model where basically I can go in here, I can put in my name, and what this is helping us is you can provide something like advertising, right? And what this model does is it predicts what that advertising business belongs to in terms of the NAICS code. And this is usually something that is used in business contracts in the US. So this is a very useful model, and this is a model that we've developed, and we just want to use that for demonstration here. So this is what would be an ideal experience for a customer. So somebody can come in here, and I can go in here and say, for example, I can go in as Sahil. I'll be a supplier, and I'll say cabinets. And I want to know what NAICS code this belongs to so that I can bid on projects belonging to that NAICS code. And I get the details here. So this is a very simple one-page application where it's a very simple flow, A to B flow, where people can complete their tasks. But let's take a look at what can go wrong here. So I've created another page here, which is an alternate page of this one, this is not functional. So I can go here, and I can name, type something here, nothing happens here. And no matter what I tried, I don't get any feedback, I don't get any information, nothing happens here. And this is one of the types of errors that people can experience, that users can experience. And as you can see, if I go into the view here you see all these errors that are happening here. This is because something is not working as it's supposed to be. Whereas on the other screen where everything is right, it's happening. Now, unfortunately, this kind of a scenario is very common. People keep pushing code all the time. Sometimes it goes through very well with very good testing cycles, but sometimes these kind of things happen. And ultimately, if this is a paid service that you're offering to somebody, then you're losing customers left and right? So now, how can this be improved? So I have incorporated the Qualetics API for both the applications. So as to give you everybody a brief understanding, Qualetics is an API-driven product where we will provide you with the API snippets, the software development kit guides that you can use to embed within your software application. In this case, it's a simple HTML website where I just use the JavaScript SDK to integrate with this page. And I've integrated with both the good page as well as the bad page, so that I know exactly when things are going well and when things are not going well. So now in this case, we have seen what the customers will experience in a positive state as well as in a negative state. Let us see what this gets represented on the Qualetics side. So I've already configured the account for Qualetics. So I'll go to my portal. I'll log in. And as soon as I log in, I'm seeing the overall metrics of all the things that are related to my software quality application. So as you can see, I have an entire portfolio of applications, demo applications that are connected to my platform. And I have the mobile application, I have the ICC Predictor, which is the application that we just saw. I have a documentation site, I have my public website, and I also have another publishing platform that's all linked to this platform. So this is to show you an example that you may have 5 or 6 different products that can belong to your web, your software, your mobile app platform. You can integrate all of them into your Qualetics platform, so that you have a real-time view of what your software quality is at any given point of the time. So you have, what this is saying is, like, across my entire software stack, my quality index is 4, which is good. I mean, I want to be as close as possible to 5, but in some cases it can also go below. Now, as I scroll down, here's where it gets really interesting. Remember all those issues that I was seeing earlier here when I was clicking the link trying to do something? Those errors are getting captured in real time. So you see that 2 minutes ago when I clicked on that link, I had this issue, and I can see that issue. And then if I go into this detail here, I know exactly like what happened, where somebody started, what page they went to, how, when they exited, when they came back, and what they clicked on to get the final error. Exactly. So this information is streamed in real time, and it also gets alerted to you, through your email or through your notifications if you have configured it. The interesting thing is, this is an application that I just created this morning. So I just added it this morning, and every single click on this page, every single interaction on this page is getting tracked. So what also is going to be interesting is, over time, it keeps track of all those issues continuously, and it assigns a rank to it. If 5 times out of 100 times, things are not working, then it'll, the application, the platform is intelligent enough to know that it's an issue that is occurring, and it tags it with a minor. But if out of 100 times, 99 times people are having issues, it becomes a critical issue that is highlighted here for us to take immediate action on. And that is where things are really different with Qualetics. Other platforms are very reactive. They simply can track errors, and you have to go and check what those errors are. But with Qualetics, it's actually tracking the errors, and it's also assigning the rank and priority and severity to that issue, so that you know which issue you have to prioritize and which issue is something that you can deprioritize in the interest of the larger issue, right? Now, on top of that, what I was saying earlier was, you want to know how users are experiencing the platform. So if I go to my ICC predictor page, I know exactly like how many people are on average are using the platform. What are users doing on the app? Exactly. Wherever they are running into issues, if you can see, this is the starting point, and wherever you see a red box, that's where people are running into issues. I can go into the detail. I can look at it again in a graphical view, or I can look at it in a tabular view, where I know exactly like which are the users that are having the issues and what exactly are the issues that are occurring for them. There you go. It shows me exactly like what is the issue that happens there, and what impact it had. And not only that, I can look at the application performance. I know what pages are performing the best and what pages are performing the least. So here, if you see, this page is taking 0.3 seconds, which is okay, but relatively it is slower than the other pages. But if I go into my entire application stack, I can actually look at all across my applications and see which are my slowest performing applications and which are my fastest performing applications also. So in this case, my social publishing platform is the slowest, where the average loading time is 7.5 seconds. And that's the average. So if I go into the detail, I'll see that it's taking longer on individual pages. I know exactly like which pages are performing the least. Now, if I want to know where that most of the delay is happening, it is happening in this kind of a breakdown, where people are experiencing the most amount of time when the API response is coming back to them. And if I click on that, I'll also know which user is experiencing the most amount of delay. So which user is the one. So in this case, the user called bbot, it's a username that we capture on the system, is the one that is having the least amount of performance, which is contributing to the average low performance time. I can do the same thing with our public website also. In this case, I know that our blogs page is taking an average total time of 43 seconds, which is pretty bad. But thanks to this platform that we integrated with, I know exactly like which pages I need to focus on in order to optimize it further. And similarly, I know where my users are coming from. I know what my users are doing on the application. Not only that, if I go back to my software quality analytics dashboard, now I want to know what kind of devices my users are using. And here's a breakdown of the devices people are using. In this case, this is something very interesting which we found out, which is Spider device family is usually most likely an indexing search engine, right? But even that is getting captured here. Why that is important is because if this kind of a Spider bot is actually having issues, it is most likely definitely impacting our public website search engine optimization ranking. So even though it is something that is not visible, it's not actually visible to anybody using the application. It is something that is getting captured, and it is helping us optimize our search engine performance by focusing on the issues that are getting captured and the browsers that are getting impacted. Not only that, if I can also use this information to plan for how to optimize my testing cycles, right? So in this case, I can see that 97% of my users are coming from desktop. Only about 3% are coming from mobile. So I will allocate a greater amount of time for testing and making sure that the desktop is performing well compared to the mobile. And when I focus on the mobile, I can look at the breakdown of all the devices that are being used for accessing my application. And in this case, we see that Android, Samsung devices are the largest population of devices. So I'll make sure that when I'm releasing an application update, I make sure that I'll test it very thoroughly with Samsung, and the next would be an iPhone, right? So this is the kind of detail that is available to software teams, to testing teams, to product teams, to make sure that they are optimizing their entire product lifecycle, both right from a development standpoint to a testing standpoint to a product release standpoint. This information is mundane, but it is extremely critical when you are launching a product. When your revenue depends on the success of your product, you have to make sure that you're providing the best experience possible to all your users. And something that I think I may have skimmed through it is you are also like looking at the users impacted. So in this case, I can see an overall view of like all the applications that are in play for my platform, and I know exactly like which application is having the lowest amount of performance. So in this case, our public website has a good number of issues that are probably impacting users, and we are taking care of attending to that. And that is because of how we are able to capture that information through Qualetics. And it's important that every software company, when it has so many multiple applications, it's important that they link all these applications to a system where it can be tracked thoroughly, effectively, and in real time, so that you can provide the best experience possible to your customers. And not only that, the system provides you with the ability to like segment users. So for example, if you want, for example, I may have a team where I want one person to focus on the website, one person to focus on the prediction algorithm, one person to focus on the social media publishing platform. I can go in and create different user groups in my admin section, and then assign them to those products, so that when they log into Qualetics, they look at only those areas of interest for them, so that they can provide the best possible service to their customers. And something that I also want to highlight is these insights are also available to be accessed as APIs. For example, you can use our external API to pull in this information directly into your application if you want. So anytime somebody faces an issue in your application, you can use our API to proactively alert you so that you can take the immediate action as and when it happens. We have a subscribe feature that allows non-technical users to set up conditions so that your customer service, for example, or your business team or your product team can set up these conditions to be alerted whenever a transaction fails, right? Somebody's trying to buy a product and their transaction fails. You want to be notified of that immediately so that you can take the best action possible. And the thing is, Qualetics enables you to capture not just the technical information. It also allows you to capture the data also. For example, in this case, as you can see, I can see when somebody went into the application and they use our API. They put in a container shipping as a search string, and they got the result of a container shipping NAICS code, and then they also got additional data in support of that. So I know exactly what anybody is searching for on that single one-page app at any given point of time, whether they got a good result, whether they got a bad result, whether they got an exception at any given point of time. So all of this is only bolstering your entire data landscape of your application so that you can design the best product possible. This is not possible you cannot design an application where you can store all this information in a database, but we are able to do that for you so that you can focus on building the best product possible and offer the best service possible. And then you can use Qualetics to support you in every possible way to build a cool product. With that, I will end my demo, and I'll be glad to answer any questions from anybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much for showing us the product, what Qualetics does. Most people don't understand by saying what we are explaining because it's a different set of tool. We just have to understand the power and the need of every business, right? Because what happens is, most of the people are not focusing on this kind of solutions. Okay, why they are not focusing? Because they don't know that they can implement AI into their business, and they can drive the customer success and make a good amount of sales or whatever business they are doing. But they are not doing because they are not able to understand the need of it. Okay, so guys, this is happening with everyone. I'll tell you one story which I have already shared in the last webinar. So what has happened is, one of my friend was running a e-commerce store, and e-commerce store. It was a digital downloadable products he was selling. I'll tell you what it was: a LMS platform. He was selling some courses, right? And what has happened is, if 2 3 purchases were made without paying to that courses. For example, the person has bought the course, but without paying to that course, or without paying that amount, he got the access, okay, to the course, right? And he didn't realize at that point of time. After auditing in the weekly audit, he captured those transactions. So there were 4 or 5 people who bought the courses, but they did not pay. He was not running any offer, he was not running any campaign, he was not giving any 100% off coupon, nothing like that. But still the purchases were made, and he don't know what has happened, because he don't have the answer for it, right? So what has happened is, that person was trying to make a purchase, and system skip that payment process, and automatically the thank you page arrives, and the product was added into the cart, and the product was added into his account. That course was added into his account. So this is the major problem, guys. We need to understand is here. What has happened is really causing the business of my friend, right? Because he has lost something XYZ amount on those purchases, right? And he do not have any answer. What was the reason? What was the root cause behind that issue? He do not have any answer. right? So we need to understand, if we want to get the answers for this kind of glitches of this kind of issues, so we need to implement something into our system, something into our business, something into our site, so that that system which gives us the reports to understand the metrics behind this kind of issues, right? So Qualetics AI does the same thing for you, right? What it does is it is using a self-learning algorithm. The platform analyzes all activity and informs the customer proactively when users experience issues to improve engagement and prevent churn, right? It's a centralized monitoring system for all your customer software application being used in various software and hardware system to help improve application stability across the user base. Okay, so there are multiple analytics that Qualetics is doing. Okay, you can use it for software quality analytics. For example, if you're running any software, if you have any SaaS, right? And if you want to understand the software quality, if you want to improve the software usability, so you can use the Qualetics AI. Okay, you can measure the performance analytics as well, right? So whether your whether your usage demands are increasing or decreasing, you can measure that with the help of Qualetics AI. Even though you can do the product analytics as well, right? Which product is performing well, which product is not performing well, what is the reason behind that, why people are not buying, something is causing, is your API is causing, something is not performing, you can analyze that, right? So there are multiple aspects to it. I've just given two three aspects, right? And this is something different product which I'm saying since the begin since the webinar started. This is something different product and the very very matured product, because you have already seen the graphical interpretation of all the aspects, all the analytics which Qualetics is giving you inside the platform, right? And guys, if you're keen to buy this product, we are offering a very good offer right now. If you're buying during this webinar time, what will happen is we are going to give you the additional benefits of for example, I'll describe the whole offer is, for example, if you buy plan B, you will be availing the benefits of plan C. You will be getting that benefits. You just have to pay for the plan B. If you're going to buy the plan C, you will be getting the benefits of plan D. And if you're going to buy the plan D, you will be getting the double benefits of whatever plan D is offering. This offer is not applicable for the plan A. So I'll just reiterate. If you're buying right now within this duration of the webinar, you will be getting the additional benefits. Your plan will be upgraded to the next plan. If you bought plan B right now during the webinar time, we will be upgrading your plan to plan C. If you have bought the plan C, we will be upgrading your plan to plan D. If you have bought plan D, we will give you the double benefits of plan D, what is plan D is offering. So this is a very, very, very generous offer that we are offering right now. Will not entertain any purchases which has happened in the past, will not entertain any purchases which is going to happen once the webinar time is over. This is special offer whoever is watching us right now. And guys, if you have any questions related to the plans and pricing, if you have any questions related to the Qualetics AI or the Qualetics tool, just shoot us so that we can answer all your question and the queries right now. And guys, please, 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 this offer is not gonna come again. This is a special webinar offer we are offering you right now. Get this grab this insane deal, because this is something different platform. I do not have words to express it, but I have seen the power of this tool. I have seen, literally I have seen the power of tool. And you just have to pay one time fee. You just have to pay one time fee. No need to pay monthly or yearly to implement this kind of matured AI into your platform, into your business, into your site. You just have to pay $49 if you want to buy a plan A. If you want to go for a higher plan, we have multiple plans, right? For example, plan B is just $98. Okay, you just have to pay one-time fee, and in which you will be getting 25 user seats, 10,000 events per day. And there are so many things. I've already shared the link. If you want, I can share the link inside the platform. You can click on it and you can visit the sales page. And we have two more plans, that is plan C, growth plan, 147 for lifetime, in which we are offering 50 user seats, 30,000 events per day, support multiple customer access control for users, teams, and group management. Everything is included in that plan. Then we have a bigger plan. If you want to go for a higher number of events per day, then we have a plan for you, that is plan D, ultimate growth plan. That is just a $196 for lifetime. You just have to pay $196 for lifetime, and you're going to have the AI, the self-trained AI for your business, right? In that plan, you'll be getting 100 user seats and 50,000 events per day. And you can go and click on the sales page of pitchground.com/product/Qualetics. You can head over to the plans and pricing, and you can read all the benefits that which we are offering for each and every plan. So let me repeat again, the offer which we are offering right now for this webinar only thing, that is starting with plan B. If you're buying plan B, you will be getting a plan C benefits. If you're buying plan C, you will be getting plan D benefits. If you're buying plan D, you will be getting the double benefits. So in the plan B, we're offering 50,000 events per day. So we'll be getting 50,000 into 2x events per day into plan D. So this is the offer that we are offering, and please avail this offer. This is not going to come again, because this is a special webinar only offer we are offering right now for you, because you're taking your time and watching us, listening us, and understanding what Qualetics can do in your business, and how you can improve your customer service, how you can improve your customer retention, how you can improve your customer journey, because the customer journey is important, right? The story which I shared, the customer journey was break, because customer has to go see the product, has to add the product into the cart, then go to the payment page and make the payment and avail the benefit of that product, right? But what has happened into my friend's case, the customer journey got broken into pieces, right? And he doesn't have the answer what has happened, right? He cannot revoke the access because customer has already bought it. And again, if he does like that, it will create a bad impact or bad reviews on the business, right? So you must understand, you must analyze what is happening at the back end of your business, your site, so that you can take the measurements and you can improve in terms of customer support, in terms of product support, in terms of software quality, everything, right? It has an awesome UI and UX. You just seen the graphs, right? It's very beautiful. I really liked it, and it's a very matured product, guys, right? And it does not shows you the number, it shows you the in-depth analysis, right? The If you remember or not, I don't know, Sumant has shown us one graph wherein we had a device wise representations. Samsung users, how many Samsung users were there, how many Apple users were there, right? So you're getting insightful information, in-depth information. It's just not only the numbers that this many devices, blah blah blah. Those things are not there. You're getting the in-depth, insightful information, and each and every information is presented to you, so that you can take the right action, you can frame the right marketing strategies for your business, and you can improve the customer support and customer service in terms of that. Yeah, over to you, Sumant.
I just have one thing to add. So, sometimes people will ask if the software, because we're talking about a very complex product, they may ask, is this suitable for my application? Right. We would say that this is suitable for any kind of application. It can be like a simple public-facing website to a complex software application. We have customers that are across the spectrum, all over, and many times it's very critical that you make sure that your public-facing website is also performing very well. Nowadays your public website, your public presence is your lifeblood. That's where your bread and butter, you're making your money from. And if you're not giving a good impression to your customers, then it is impacting your revenue. So our platform, for people that want to try out, they can even start off with something like a simple WordPress site. With a WordPress, it's a quick 5-minute integration. and they can integrate that, and that gives them, on their fingertips, it gives them the information about how well their public website is being used and accessed and being received, so that if something happens, they are on top of it. They are immediately reacting to it because of the proactive information that they're getting. And then there's if you want to go beyond that, you can definitely go, but you can absolutely start with a public facing website and then scale your way up to your most complex software application with Qualetics.
Yeah, so it's many people will have the doubts like how I can implement Qualetics into their platform. So the possibilities are endless. You can use it on your blog side, you can use it on your WordPress, you can use it on your PHP side, you can use it on any site which is there for your business. Even though you can use it in the apps as well, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, you
Okay,
can.
and if you can use it on your, if you're running a SaaS product, right? So it's a critical data points that you need to measure it, right? So in that cases you can implement AI into it, and you will have everything in front of you. You can take this, you can take your measurements, you can frame your policies, you can do a lot of things with this AI. You're getting a cheaper AI in some pennies, right? You just have to pay one time fee, and the AI is yours. You can implement in any ways because the possibilities are endless. That day we had a webinar, the first webinar that we had. After the webinar, I was thinking the possibilities, how we can use into a different aspects, different environments. So the possibilities are endless. You just have to think and implement it. That's it. So those guides that I can say right now. So guys, if you are buying right now, the offer is yours. Before we wrap up this live stream, if you're buying right now, you'll be availing this benefits. If you're buying plan B, you'll be getting plan C. Plan C, on the plan C purchase, you'll be getting plan D. If you're buying plan D, you'll be getting the double benefits of whatever plan D is offering right now. So this is from my side. Sumant, if you want to share anything before we wrap up, that would be fantastic.
Sure, Swapnil. Thank you so much for organizing this. It's a pleasure always to be part of these webinars. It's very it gives a great opportunity for us to bring our product to your community and to the entire Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn community. So we appreciate the opportunity, and we will be here to support anybody that wants to try our product. We will also be coming up with how-to videos that show how you can integrate Qualetics into a WordPress application or a Weebly application or Wix application. So that those will be coming very soon. And we already keep our documentation site updated for anybody that has any questions, that somebody has already brought our product, they can go to that documentation site. So we are here to support you, in all ways possible. And we'll appreciate anybody that goes and takes a try at a product, through this offer. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So Qualetics embeds AI-enabled self-reporting and real-time intelligence into your customer experience, helping you build great products and grow your business. If you are still not convinced, you are simply missing out on massive data-driven tool that can easily uplift your revenue by 12% with the help of analytics and AI. Guys, claim your lifetime deal license for this enterprise-grade software Qualetics today. And thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much, Sumant and Brace, for taking your time, precious time out, and sharing some valuable information with us and demonstrating the tool. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone, and we'll be seeing you in the next webinar. Till the time, take care, be happy, and keep improving 1% every day. Have a good day, all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Swapnil.